But you tell me over and over and over again, my friend, you don't believe we're on the eve of destruction.
Hey, welcome to Half the Battle. Well, we're going back to the comic this week. And it's issue 40, Hydrofoil. At the end of the last issue, pretty much everybody was about to head for New Orleans, since Cobra has something cooking in the Gulf of Mexico. The cover has Roadblock firing his gun while looking angry. I've got two problems with this. One, it doesn't really seem to mesh with the title of the issue, Hydrofoil. I would have expected, to see a freaking hydrofoil on the cover. Secondly, the perspective they use here makes it look like he has a really tiny gun, even though it's a .50 caliber Medusa. The opening page has two dragonflies arriving to pick up some brand new equipment, the Tactical Battle Platform. Couldn't even make it a single page without plugging a new toy, could we? Speaking of new toys, on the next page we're introduced to Shipwreck. He seems every bit as abrasive as in the cartoon, since the first thing he does is take charge and shove Rakondo. Rakondo, who you'll recall from the previous issue, is a complete badass. But hey, Shipwreck is a more popular character, so pecking order, I guess. We switch to Cobra, who are watching the Joes, and everything is going according to their evil plan. Sorry. The driving force behind said secret plan is the Crimson Guard, Professor Apple, who has a daughter involved with one of the Joes, Candy. Yes, Candy Apple. Because he really wanted his daughter to grow up to be a stripper. There's a small B-plot going on with her in this issue, which I'll quickly cover now. She's still being interrogated by Hawk about her father being a frickin' cobra. She's got this sorta basic instinct thing going on here, assuming Sharon Stone really needed to pee. At this point, several things happen at once. Buzzer is escorted past her room and stumbles in, immediately taking a liking to her, while at the same time Hawk gets a phone call. Oh, and in case you're wondering what Buzzer is doing there, he was captured by the Joes in issue 35. 5 frickin' issues ago, and this is the first time we've seen him since then. Anyway, Hawk is getting chewed out because he's been keeping Buzzer, a prisoner, and Candy, a witness, prison without any due process whatsoever. Yes, sir. I'm aware even Cobra operatives have constitutional rights. Yes, sir. I realize the military police have jurisdiction. I just thought... You just thought what? Constitution schmonstitution? You think he's a bad guy, so he should feel lucky that you didn't hook him up to a car battery or something? And like I said, Buzzer was captured 5 issues ago. That's weeks, if not months, that he's been there without any legal counsel. Okay, it's been a while, folks, but we can finally up the Hawk is a douche count again. I don't know how high this count is gonna go before my show is over, but I'm aiming for triple digits here. Anyway, since somebody higher up seems to have found a copy of the Constitution or the Geneva Convention or something behind the filing cabinet, both Buzzer and Candy are being transferred. Question. Why is Candy being transferred? Hawk himself said she's a witness. That should mean she's free to go, right? Unless they're keeping her in protective custody against her will or something, but they never say that. During the drive, she accidentally distracts one of the guards, giving Buzzer the opportunity to take control of the bus and defense grenading the driver by hitting the brakes. Seatbelts save lives, kids. And that's all we see of Candy and Buzzer this issue. Back at the main plot, Cobra Commander has arrived at his underwater base, because of course he has a secret underwater base, a sunken freighter, and he's introduced to his hydrofoil pilots, complimenting them on their snazzy uniforms, though the artist has neglected to color them in. Meanwhile, the Joes have set up the tactical battle platform and we're introduced to yet another new Joe, Barbecue. He's been sleeping while the others have been working. Yeah, great first impression there, buddy. And he says nobody needs a fireman until there's a fire. Gee, I wonder if that could be foreshadowing.
Nah.
Cobra have set up an underwater bunker and are now activating a device of some kind on it, while also sending up crates.
It appears the game is afoot.
Sure enough, the Joes pick up vibrations from the device, and it turns out Cobra is killing all the fish. Okay, that came out of left field. They send out a whale to see what the hell is up, but those crates have surfaced and they contain the hydrofoils from the issue title. The hydrofoil was actually introduced in issue 36, but they were so badly drawn and small that I consider this their real introduction. I mean, they look awesome here and are an excellent representation of the toy. They shoot right past a slow-ass whale towards the platform for a good old-fashioned throwdown. While the Joes are getting the hell blown out of them, the whale has arrived at the bunker and sends out the shark?
Bull crap!
A shark can't fit inside a whale. The vehicles, I mean. God damn it, comic. I just got through praising you for your great depiction of the hydrofoil, and now you pull this crap. Anyway, the combined power of the shark's torpedoes and the whale's depth charges aren't enough to even make a dent in the bunker, so they'll have to come up with a new idea. Meanwhile, well, what a coincidence. The firefighter that was just introduced has to fight a fire. I kid, he's really the only competent guy there, as he's the only one that manages to take out a hydrofoil while all the others just shoot at them.
He, goes fishing, basically.
He uses a crane hook to grab one of the boats, causing it to crash into the platform. Shipwreck gets his time to shine too, as he leaps onto another boat to take out the driver. Now, all this action is great and all, but it doesn't fix the big problem, the bunker that's causing fish to die. Fortunately, the brain trusts at the Pentagon have come up with a solution. The brass hats have decided to call in a nuke strike.
The hell?
The brass hats have decided to call in a nuke strike.
They went from trying some depth charges and a few torpedoes straight to nuclear weapons. I feel like maybe we skipped a few steps here.
Also, to destroy the thing that's killing all the fish in the area, they're gonna use a bomb that I'm sure will do wonders for the local sea life. Hope you like Blinky, Louisiana. At least Ace has the decency to look somber at the prospect of dropping a freaking nuke. Doc points out they could just drop all their conventional bombs, giving them the same kiloton yield as a tactical nuke without all that radiation. That's right, the freaking medical officer has to point out the obvious. What? Of course! Why didn't I think of that?
I don't know, why didn't you?
So they drop literally all of the bombs, and sure enough, the bunker explodes, proving once again that there isn't a problem G.I. Joe can solve with explosives. And all is well.
Or is it?
Yeah, the last panel of the comic has Professor Apple saying, "It worked." Guess we'll find out in the next issue what that's all about. And that was Hydrofoil. All in all, it's actually a great issue. There was plenty of action and drama, with the ending leaving you eager to find out what happens next.
The only problems I have are minor nitpicks, but pick those nits I shall.
I don't care much for the cover. It shows Roadblock shooting, which happens in pretty much only one panel. Considering the issue is called Hydrofoil, one could perhaps have hoped for a slightly different cover, like one that, I don't know, has a hydrofoil on it. Speaking of the title, All issue long, they refer to these boats as hydrofoils. They do have another name, you know.
When the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie.
That's a moray!
Yeah, the toy is actually called the Cobra Moray Hydrofoil. It would have been nice to get the full name in there. But like I said, these are small nitpicks that don't even have anything to do with the story itself. It's a great issue that I recommend you check out.
See you next time, everybody!
But you tell me